York Times. Call today.
Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
Now, your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Well, you're spending your Tuesday under mainly rainy skies in the Midwest and the Northeast. A couple of exceptions there. But generally, that's pretty good news, as Mike will allude to in a minute. Good afternoon. Welcome to Weather Center. I'm Bill Keneally.
And I'm Mike Bono. We're looking at the Ohio Valley, seeing its share of precipitation. A wintry mix in parts of the Northeast. This Weather Center, by the way, sponsored by GM Truck. And we're going to start in the Northeast. What a messy day for those of you in and around New York. The Big Apple was the wet apple today on Groundhog Day, 1999. Folks kind of trudging off to work and doing their obligation, crossing the streets with the umbrella. Really not that bad. Not as bad as Worcester, Mass. How about this? Some ice and snow in Worcester, Massachusetts. Folks walking very, very carefully on the street. This morning temperatures dropped to 30 degrees after being above freezing most of the evening. That was enough to make for that ice, as it had been very cold and the ground really froze up over the last couple of days with temperatures down single digits in and around Worcester. But that's just about over, as a warm front coming on up from the south is bringing much milder air. So virtually the entire state of Massachusetts, although there might be some icy spots, especially on side roads still in the hill country, some of the hilly areas, is pretty much in rain, and so is southern New Hampshire and even southern Maine. After back and forth in Portland between rain and snow, rain is back again. Southern Vermont, most of New York State, if not all of it. But there is some snow around. Thankfully, the freezing rain threat seems to be out of here right now, because you're either getting snow or rain, except around Montreal and Ottawa, where we're seeing still some freezing rain. But the snow in Montpelier, Vermont, then down in the valley at Burlington, it's raining. The snow on the mountain at Mount Washington and up in the Sugarloaf region and western Maine, whereas down at Portland, it's raining again, with Brunswick getting snow. But that's going to change to rain pretty rapidly along the coastline. You see the movement of these radar echoes? That means the wind in the middle atmosphere is coming out of the southwest or south-southwest too, and that's bringing air up that's too warm to support snow. Even the surface air is warming up as that warm front moves on in. But there is still some snow in the Allagash and back toward the western Maine mountains. Ski country getting a dousing of snow today. Northern New Hampshire, Vermont. Although coastal plain, it's all rain, and all of Massachusetts southward now, the liquid precipitation. New York State, by the way, coming in with some light periods of rain. Long Island, you're getting a pretty heavy shot of rain. The Connecticut shoreline from Bridgeport eastward to New Haven and on into Groton and and New London is getting soaked right now, and the ice is pretty much ended in Massachusetts. But out to the west, Pennsylvania, this is Groundhog Day, and Pennsylvania is the capital of activity on Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney Phil doing his patriotic duty today, getting jarred out of a sound sleep, I'm sure, in the stump coming out of the trap door in Gobbler's Knob, Pennsylvania, amidst dozens or even hundreds of people. The lights are not the sun. TV lights only. It was cloudy this morning in Punxsutawney, and as the folklore has it, no shadow, no winter, or at least not 6 weeks of winter and early spring. A lot of folks saying, what else is new? It's been spring through most of January. But Punxsutawney says, don't worry about it. No shadow in Pennsylvania, no shadow from Buckeye Chuck in Ohio, nor General Beauregard Lee in Georgia. We got word from Alabaster Al in Alabama, no shadow, nor Pierre C. Chateau in Louisiana, and no shadow in Wisconsin from Jimmy. You did see a shadow, though, in Unadilla, Nebraska, so maybe Nebraska will have a little more winter than most other folks. Well, there is still some winter to worry about in northern New England as temperatures hover near and below freezing. Still snowing, although very, very mild in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and in the 50s in New York. So watch out for a little more of that icy and snowy travel along I-91 and 93 in parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. The rain coming into a half an inch or more in a lot of southern New England, but Maine the heart of 3-inch accumulations. And in the Midwest, well, Bill will take a look at that in just a minute. But the south coming in very, very mild, although it's taking a while where the clouds need to burn off in parts of the south. No threat of precipitation for the most part. Florida, a few scattered showers where it's in the 70s, but slowly creeping up in the temperature department. Here's Bill.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Those of you in the northern lakes dealing with a little bit of light snow today, but generally it has been a rainmaker on this Groundhog Day, so maybe Phil and the other cast of characters is onto something. Let's check out those conditions now as we'll start you off by looking at our Midwestern depiction. And really, if these guys knew what that storm track was these days, I don't think they would necessarily fear any additional winter. Anytime you have a storm track across Canada, as we do now, you're in pretty good shape. You can see there is a kind of a spike of a cold front coming southward, but the low itself is up there above the banner. Trust me on this. The flow ahead of our front is going to be southwesterly, coaxing up the warm air. Warm enough there to bring 40s all the way to Buffalo, New York. Some areas in Ohio may see 50 or so before the day is out. But then we kind of clamp the lid shut, bring some colder air in, gusty northwest winds, but really this air is not too bad. Generally 30s over the Dakotas and Minnesota today. You can see there is a lot of cloud cover here, a bit of a curl crossing Michigan. That's
Daily Dose.